So what are limiting beliefs and where do they come from? Now, if you were to imagine that when you were born, the first language we all learn is that of images. It's only pictures, and they say pictures speak louder than 1,000 words. So our whole language is based upon images at first. Actually, our map starts way before that in our mother's womb. Now, if your mother had a very nervous character and was worried all the time and agitated all the time, you will have already absorbed this agitation prior to being born. So a lot of times we don't know what context we are carrying that makes us the way we are. Limiting beliefs are the things that hold us back from being our best and don't allow us to progress. Now, each person's communication skills are very different. Imagine that your mother was quite timid and she didn't speak a lot and she didn't share with you, and she wasn't considering or educated in how to talk to you to make you feel peaceful and reliant. Safe is more the word I was looking for. Now, you're holding memories and you're holding perhaps pains that are not yours, but you have put them upon yourself. So if you've blamed yourself for different things that happened in your childhood, the key to realize is that it wasn't your fault. No one ever tells us it's not your fault. There are things that happen in people's lives and we believe that it's our fault. So what if you were to say to yourself, it's not my fault? What happens? What changes in your world? How can you perceive yourself differently? Now, letting go of these things is hard, I know, and I agree. It's not easy, but it's possible, and the only person who can do it is you. So imagine that you go back to your childhood home now. When you were a child, all the perspectives and all the dimensions of the house would look so much larger than if you go back now and see it again. Suddenly, everything looks small. So if you're to imagine the impact of things that happened to you in that house, and you're able to reduce the impact based upon your new perspectives, taking distance, looking at things from a different eye. We have to analyze what we're holding on to as our truths. And if we're holding on to any resentments, it's really important to actually be able to let go of them. Now, how can we forgive? Well, the way we can forgive is by looking upon ourselves as the decision maker. If we are looking at someone else holding the capacity towards our joy, then we're making a big mistake. That means we are not in control of our own lives. If we are holding other people responsible, that means we're tying an energetic rope to them. I'm suggesting let's put down that rope. Because the minute you've put down that rope, you are responsible for the way you feel. Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one makes you feel anything without your permission. And it's the truth. Therefore, the choice of feeling something, I mean, you may be aggravated by another person. They're living happy and you're holding this. Now, you're affecting your body negatively by holding on to any angst. Why would you choose to do that? Better to focus on you, be happy with you, and forgive other people for their shortcomings or for being different to you or for any misunderstandings. Now, if you're willing to go and ask for forgiveness, that's fine, that's good. If you're not willing to do that, write down your grievances, put them on a paper, understand them, and let them go. There's one beautiful way as a metaphor is you can take sandpaper. Imagine that you've got sandpaper and you're sandpapering the hurt from your heart to allow it to be fresh again. So my question is, who are you today versus who you were as a child? I have seen with many examples how a person is completely different to the child they carry within them, but in discussing or thinking about themselves, they still perceive themselves as that little child with the same hurt and carrying it still. So what are your impressions from your childhood? What are you able to actually measure from then until now and be able to let go of those grievances? What can you actually learn from those things you are holding and change them, adapt them, find a new way to look at them? If you have siblings and your siblings used to bully you when you were a child, do you still hold the resentment towards them? Do you still feel pain about the way they treated you? Is it not too much to keep holding that now? Is there something you want to perhaps discuss with your siblings? Talk about. Tell them what happened when you were children. Laugh about it now. Being able to make fun of yourself and laugh at yourself as the things that you've now learned is such a liberating experience, and one that allows you to let go. So I would like you to do the forgiveness exercise after this and see how far it can take you into resolving and reframing different topics. And I look forward to seeing you next time.